You're always on the ball, Dave.
Huh.
It used to be I was always on the spike.
Yeah, indeed. Not anymore.
I don't know. After the other night, anything is possible. I think I was triple spiked.
Well, you missed a great ripping yarn on the Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a battle
Um,
of the ages.
the lead swapped probably three times, maybe four. I don't know, but
Wow.
it seemed like it was a lot of swings and roundabouts. Um, but Andy prevails by one in the end.
Okay.
Hmm.
Nice tight game. That's always good.
That was good.
We've had so many tight games this year,
Yeah.
um, but in the three-way games, we were generally quite some gap between us.
Yeah, we've never had a three-way tie. As much as hard as we've tried,
We almost did a few in the last month or so. I remember there was one
I
where it
reckon
almost happened.
we've almost done it twice. I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
all right.
see what this is like.
Yeah, no, we've
Uh,
definitely played here.
yeah, I do remember this opening hole.
Yeah.
I'm not going to remember the whole course, but I just remember this vista.
No, and I reckon there's a hole where there's some music playing in the background, and
Yeah, it might be.
yeah.
It's like they just put a golf course in the middle of Endeavour Hills, Dave.
Endeavour Hills doesn't look that classy. Oh, someone's trying to drive out into the ocean.
Well, Andy's really, you know,
Okay,
I thought, thinking outside
405.
the box there for a second.
Don't you worry about me, Dave. Dear me, this is
Perfect.
Yeah, lucky they're not hard fairways.
These are really very seaside links kind of
hmm,
mounds everywhere.
Hmm. Hit fairway is a good one.
It is a fine one. Oh, look, you've outbrewed Andy.
hmm.
I took a different
No,
line to Andy. Andy went left and longer and shortened
it's
him.
all right, though. Sure, we'll find a spur from that. All right.
Yes, there's a bit of gusty wind up there. The last time we played here, we played windy.
Ah,
Nice, Dave.
Yeah.
Gusty will be challenging enough, I think.
Right. Right. Okay. Um.
mm, that comes with extra grease, Andy.
Yeah.
25 inches downhill. Wow.
Yeah, this is going to be challenging to say the least.
Mm.
Oh man, the next club is so good. Oh shit. Oh my god. Talk about lucky.
Wow. Well, I love that. Or you're the greatest genius of all time.
Well, I'll take that
He's
as
the
well.
greatest genius of all time, Dave.
No, it was luck.
All right. Well, oh no, that's going to be. Oh no. Shit.
Wow. Exciting.
I thought yours was bad, Andy. Actually, no, yours is worse. I've just seen the slope. God help you from up there. All right. No, I shouldn't be laughing. It's a serious matter.
Mm.
All right.
It's pretty
Not
good.
bad. $11. Oh God, this is really gonna
Yeah.
wait for me.
I think we know what club you're using here, Andy.
Well, the old man is going to be really feathered today, that's for sure.
He's not going to have to do much work here.
That looks pretty nice.
Oh, look at this.
Oh,
Oh.
My God. I thought it was going straight in the middle.
yeah, so did
Genius
I.
putt. Genius putt.
What a putt. That's your putt of the month.
Well, we might all end up with pars on this hole.
Yep.
Be happy with that.
Well done.
Oh.
Well, that's nice to be friendly after the first hole.
Hmm.
Right. 349.
Yep.
Well done.
Another hook.
That's not going to be good. Unless it will.
I think it'll.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
You must not have hit the driver, Andy.
Well, I think I've come to that conclusion myself now.
Oh,
I just made the assumption. I was foolish.
I was going Uncle Dave.
Dave's trying his luck as well.
Well, I don't think it actually hurts me that much. It'll take a little bit of spin off, which is going to be much appreciated because this shot looks horrible.
Well, after the first hole, I'm going to... Right, let's have a look at that. Oh. 99.15, 104. Yeah. Don't really want to be above the hole.
Oh, nicely done.
Yep.
It's hanging up there. I have a feeling we're not going to get many easy approach shots all night with these sort of pins. 7.
Indeed. Oh.
Oh, that's not great. Ooh. 16 inches downhill.
There's going to be a lot of old man putts tonight, I think.
All right. Much.
Ouch.
I don't like that.
I'm not chipping this one. Okay. There's a lot in it. 26. Far out. Oh, look at it go. I only just tapped that.
Don't worry about that. No panicking going on here. What's happening? Right. 2, 3, 3, 4. 0, 4. Too much. Right.
Oh,
Unlucky.
nice attempt.
Oh,
Getting a bit of slowdown on some of the shots, but not stalling or anything.
Yeah, I noticed the ones your shots seem to be quite low on frames, but it's
nicely done.
Ta. Yeah, very good.
No.
It's not going to be an easy game tonight.
I'm really enjoying the. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this course. The vibe of it.
214 yards and 224.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, come and join you there, Andy.
Well, for goodness sake.
Come on, Dave. One of us. One of us.
It's a confusing shot. My club goes just a tad too far, I think. But if I can just time the wind, I just want low sideways wind, not too much. I'll get a shot. God damn it.
Come on then.
It's not often three of us get in, and it hasn't happened.
Almost, though.
Yeah.
I don't like our shots, Andy. The side hill slider things.
Interesting little shot. Really interesting. Oh. The two options. Which one do I take? Oh, oops. That was good to check.
Good shot, though.
Yeah, nice, Dave.
Yep, nice one.
Hey, Phil.
Honey.
Funny. I just finished making the chocolate pudding. It's in the oven.
Fantastic. Is it going to be sticky inside?
I think it will be. It's a self-sourcing.
Oh, yum.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Sounds good.
All that sugar and cocoa together with water.
53.
Now, are you
But,
are you a, are you able to view the current
I am.
game?
I am. It's Dave in a bunker,
Yeah.
so
and
did
I
you
can
just automatically
see.
set up the streaming, Dave?
Sorry?
Did you automatically set up the streaming? Did you?
I do streaming every week now, just in case Phil connects.
Well, we don't want to disappoint our fans.
Thanks.
No,
I
that's right.
appreciate that. I actually appreciate that. Yeah. Oh yes, yeah. It might have a viral sort of viewing one week.
Yeah. Also, the channel might become a tax deduction at some stage.
Damn.
It's
I
because
could've
it's
done that.
make it a loss.
Did you? I today I listened to the entire judge's sentencing speech
Oh,
of the
the
mushroom murder. Yeah,
How
yeah.
long did it
it's
go
awesome.
for?
46 minutes.
Wow.
And all of it is awesome. I don't need to listen to any podcast or anything. He just sets out all the facts really clearly, and he makes calls on them like you lied.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
really well done. And when he got to like the actual sentencing and the mitigating and aggravating factors, he spent quite a bit of time, saying, look, so. And he basically already said you deliberately poisoned them. But after, when they were hospitalized, he was saying you were telling everyone that the mushrooms were from, a shop in Asian grocery in a Woolworths. And he said, while you knew they were seriously ill in hospital, and he said, we'll never know. But if you'd said at that point, even not having to admit that you murdered them, or only that you went out foraging, which you later admitted to doing, at that time there were two drugs that they could have used that may have saved their lives, but they still had no idea
yeah.
that it was from death caps. So that's a pretty strong aggravating factor.
Yeah.
Um,
It is.
and but there are so many, the lie about feeding it to the kids and all that stuff. It's just really well done. It's absorbing. It's an absorbing 46-minute
Well,
listen.
I'm pretty sure he was trying to set the stage for no appeals based on any sort of flaws in his assessment.
Yeah, he was really careful during the trial to be as fair and as even-handed as possible. It was really noticeable, all that, because he didn't want to leave any room for an appeal. Especially as he would have known all the background facts, of course, that only came out later to the general population. So, he's thinking, I've got to get it absolutely right, because if he did something wrong and it goes to a higher court and they say, yeah, natural justice wasn't served, the judge gave the wrong instructions or directions or whatever, then
Exactly.
it's a schmozzle. So I think he was pretty careful, and I think he was pretty good. She's got what, 28 days to appeal. I suspect she will, because what have you got to lose? She's in
Yeah.
jail at least until she's 82, the way things are going.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so one thing I wanted to ask, Phil. Dave and I have both confirmed that we can catch a train up on the Thursday and catch a train back on the Sunday. Does that sound like that works?
Beautiful. Well, so that means on the Sunday, I'd probably have to drive you out to Wangaratta, which is fine, because I don't think there's a bus leaving on the weekend.
Oh,
there
really?
normally
Oh,
isn't.
we'd have to
Yeah.
check, I guess.
Yeah. But I'm okay with doing that on the Sunday. I can drive you out to Wang to catch the train. That's fine with me.
Oh, okay. That sounds great then.
Yeah,
We should be able to
appreciate
get
that.
in.
Yeah, no worries. I'll send Len another message, because he sort of said it's possible. So I'll send him another.
Mention to him also that train tickets disappear fast on the train that goes to Albury, because because it's so cheap now, it's often booked out and you can't get a ticket. So that's why I wanted to ask tonight. So I'll book the tickets tomorrow.
Yeah, it
So
was
Yep.
interesting,
Yeah,
Dave,
no
because
worries.
I saw the Albury train yesterday and it was only half full.
Oh, really? Okay.
But
All right.
either way, I still think it's better to book the tickets.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, for sure.
And then we
I'll-
can probably get seats next to each other or something. Of course, unless
Oh,
they.
it's in!
Oh!
What the
Oh
hell?
my god!
What the hell?
What a shot!
Oh my God!
Jesus!
Hang on.
Wow.
Wow, that's
Did you
incredible.
enjoy that, boys?
No?
Well,
There wasn't much noise coming from you, Andy. No
No, I
exclamations
was.
of delight or.
he was letting the crowd react for him.
Right, right. He's
So
playing
does that
playing
mean?
it cool.
So is this a great big jamboree that's going ahead at the back end of this week then?
No!
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's
It's not this
End-
week. It's
end of
in
the
a
month.
few weeks.
All right.
Yeah, and
They're-
we're going to
they're
go up
coming
to
up.
Mount Beauty, and we're going to play golf twice, I think, if our bodies hold up. Dave's the only
Wow.
one who's certain to hold up because he's been playing regularly, but me and Phil,
Right.
we're very doubtful.
Yeah,
conveyances.
my body might be broken down by then. I'm on a diet at the moment.
I can tell you one thing for sure.
Yeah.
That I think I've actually been swinging a club through the air, but what occurred to me was that I think it's not good for me when the club hits the ground. So I'm going to tee up every shot.
Which is fine.
I know that's not great, but it might be the first time I hit the ground. I go, oops, that's it. That's it. I have to stop playing. So.
Well, the next thing you need to work out is whether you're going to use a rubber tee, or an ordinary tee peg.
No, that's
Well,
okay.
what I will do, I'll draw the line at teeing up the golf ball on the greens. I won't do that.
Yeah.
And, if either of us discovers we can't swing a golf club, we'll caddy for the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't might end up with two caddies.
First one to break down loses.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to try and emulate Dave, which is a very difficult task, and chop a flop.
Perfect. It's in.
Oh!
Well, that'll do.
Oh, this is a nightmare. Fuck.
Well, what a three that was, Dave. I didn't anticipate you doing that.
Either
Very
did
good.
I, Andy. I'll take it. Jesus. Yeah. It was like a 2/3, 32-yard flop. Wow.
Oh my god. Shit. Oh no. It hasn't made it. Oh no!
Mm. Very greasy.
It doesn't feel like enough.
Well, that's good. It didn't fall off the green.
Okay, right. Oh, this is. There's a slowdown in frame rates here.
I can't see anything obvious that would slow it down, but there must be something.
All right.
Even +1. Even. Gee, it's pretty even still. I thought you would have scooted away from the pack there, Andy, with your, what was it, a eagle on the last one? Or was it an albatross?
No, it was just a par on the last. But if Dave hadn't have had that hole out, I would have had some clear water.
Okay.
Right.
Wow.
495,
Nice.
par 5.
What a hole.
It is a cracking hole.
Naruma, the 8th at Naruma.
Yeah, it does. It does feel a bit like Naruma. It's got that vibe.
Yeah.
I bet Naruma's not $10 around now.
Yeah. Be lucky if it's $100, I think.
Yeah.
Go on, go on.
Well, Andy's found a tiger line. Look at this. He's shown no fear at all. He's going for the longest drive of the night.
Ooh. Oh, got a good bounce there too.
That is just full brute. Look at that. He's 126 out on a par 5. Well, Andy. Oh, you liked that, did you?
I did like that.
322 yards. Oh, okay.
All right. So, have a good look at that sort of line. That's obviously the line. Should be close enough. Not as good as Andy's.
Not bad though.
It might be better.
Might be closer, but it's not further.
Oh.
That better be fairway. Thank you.
It is fairway.
That would have been hard. Jesus.
There's all sorts of accusations being thrown at the course there.
Oh, there would have been slander and libel, Andy. I would have needed Phil.
327 yards on the drive to 322. That's just incredible.
Come on, you piece of shit. Fuck. You can go anywhere. Whatever.
The outrage in your voice, though, was fantastic.
I think the ball responded to that, to the invective. It didn't take it very well either.
No,
it didn't. He said, "Stuff you, mate. I'm not putting up with any of this."
It's a brand of ball is passive aggressive.
That's not bad though. That's a very good reply.
That is unbelievable. Oh my God.
Jeez.
Very good.
That is
I'd
a
rather
tough
the
school.
stat.
Jeez.
Alright.
Wow.
Talk about putting a fire in his belly. That's what we did.
Wow.
Oh, let's have a look at this.
It's like there's something in the water. I've just turned on 5 minutes ago and everyone's doing chip ins and just unbelievable shots left, right, and centre.
Yeah, it's been a great game and it's a long way from over.
Bodega Harbour.
Oh, you're right. Not as good.
Mm.
Needed to just climb a little bit further.
If you land on the green, then you're going to get the big forward bounce from the hard green. If you land short of it, that's going to do what yours did. No, I don't like this. All right, I'll super hook in a 52-yard wedge. See how that goes. It's gone. Hmm. 49.17.
Well, that just goes to show what a fantastic shot Dave hit there to 8 feet.
It was remarkable.
Might have been lucky coming out of the rough. Actually, it was first cut.
Well, it's still got to be hit, Dave. See, no such thing as a lucky shot.
No, I'm reminded of the Wacky Races and Peter Perfect. It was that good.
God, that's one I didn't remember from Wacky Races. I just referred to Wacky Races at work a few days ago, and no one knew what it was.
Really?
Yeah.
They didn't.
Yeah.
They don't know about Peter Perfect and Penelope Pitstop.
No, I was referring to the Paul Lind character with a laugh. What was the one with the laugh? It was Dastardly.
Yeah,
Dastardly Dan and Snidely or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had that laugh. Well, just the incredible sort of.
It was great.
Theatrical laugh. Yeah. Oh, it was an incredible show.
Yeah. You had the army dudes. You had the cavemen.
The gruesome
and there was always a different winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. There was always a different
photo.
winner, which I loved.
It was a photo finish as well.
And it was never Dudley. What was his name?
Dick Dastardly. Was it?
And his dog even had a good laugh.
Muttley.
Muttley. Yeah.
It was better than that.
Oh, I'm not sure about this.
Remind me of start a career in voiceovers.
Oh yes, extra dollars.
AI can be taking that anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yes. The bastards. And by that I mean the tech bros, I think.
That's a nice.
I watched a Tim Minchin video. Yeah, well, one and the same. I watched a Tim Minchin video the other day.
Yeah.
And that's right. He did a beat poem. I highly recommend. He did a beat poem. So just go on YouTube and put in Tim Minchin Storm, and it's fantastic. It's this 9-minute beat poem about this dinner party, and a person he got talking to there. But during it, he starts talking about, like, he's talking to this person who thinks, in star signs and all these mysteries and all these fantastical ways that the world works, which he hates. Yeah. And he says, he refers to Scooby-Doo. And he says, it's one of the greatest cartoons ever, because he says, every time there's a ghoul or a monster or something like that, but the kids, they go in and investigate. And when they go under the surface, they lift up the mask and it's always the janitor or the guy doing cleaning the swimming pool. So, and as he says, there's no thing in history that was thought of as a great mystery that hasn't been solved by something just ordinary and, like that. But I thought it's a great reference to Scooby-Doo for that.
Isn't it? Yeah. Wow.
Scooby Snack.
Yeah. Two great cartoons involving vehicles as well, legendary vehicles.
But I grew up talking about cartoons. Oh, looks lovely.
No, it doesn't.
And Tom and Jerry was a real sort of staple. Um, and they would rerun them year after year, and they still had a freshness to them. And the older ones, the Fred Quimby directed ones, were generally better than the Hanna-Barbera ones, which the color palette wasn't quite as
Yeah.
good and so on. But
Yeah.
of course now, I mean, it's just been emasculated, and I don't think they even make them anymore because it's too violent, and it portrays the mother as a traditional black sort of slave type of character.
No. Yeah, it's all non-PC. But
Yeah.
I guess the real death of Tom and Jerry was when the Simpsons did it in their show as Itchy and Scratchy on TV, and it was super violent on that. And Marge was always saying, oh, I don't like this. It's a bit violent, it seems, but always letting the kids watch it, and they just thought it was hilarious when the cat would always walk off, as a skeleton on fire or something like that.
Or literally being put through a mincer or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, how did this trick you both that you both finished a good club short of the green? There must be something that's worked. I'm going to work it out and then add a club. That's my theory. Right, 150 minus 43. It's 135. So you guys have hit the 134. That's what you've
You
done.
never know, Dave. This might
Yeah,
be
I do
part
know.
of the
They've hit the 134.
hunting
and I'm
plan
gonna hit the 146.
to underclub deliberately by one club so that you'll go headlong into danger without
both,
a second thought.
I think they were both plotting against me, Andy. This will be the answer.
Right. You're not paranoid if the bastards are really out to get you.
Correct.
Well, the only thing is, I did hit the 9-9. I'm not sure what Dave hit.
I hit the 134.
Okay.
Well, that's a fun part.
It is a fun
There's
part.
no fun in that at all, Dave.
I'll swap you, Dave. I'll give you $2 and swap spots.
No, it's okay. 59, hey?
Oh my God.
Wow, all of this.
Just trying to work out. I have to F5 it and go away and look at it from the other direction. Jesus Christ. Not bad. Okay. Okay, now it makes sense. Okay. All right. Yeah, I would have read that back to front if I hadn't done an F5. Okay. I've got to hit this 10 feet.
Looking pretty good. Very nice.
Yeah, nice effort.
That.
Will I restart teams at the end of this hole?
All right.
Don't like this.
Good.
Nice, Andy. Ooh.
Oh, I think we're all going to get away with it again. Right.
We did. 3 pars.
All right.
Oh, another win. All right, teams.
Yep. Kill teams.
Okay.
Off you go, Phil. No.
Too
No.
early.
No. Now Phil's gone. Yeah. Keep going, Dave.
Okay.
No. Go, Andy. No. Everyone out.
Everyone out, right.
That's it.
That was
Yeah,
like clockwork.
Yeah.
The
No.
problem-
Perfect.
Yeah, the problem is that the connection goes away and then it comes back and you think, oh, now I can join because it just come back.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
weird
That
thing.
one again.
It tricks everyone.
Like a military operation, Nails.
226. Oh,
Something
God.
like
What is
that.
This is a surprisingly tricky course, this.
Yeah, it's very pleasant to look at, but false sense of security, maybe.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's semi wolf in sheep's clothing, but it kind of does look a bit wolfy anyway. I mean, there's a lot of elevation changes and little bumps and hollows everywhere, and the greens are all hard.
It looks like a real course, actually.
You could imagine this down at Cape Shank or Sorrento
Yeah.
or somewhere like
Yeah.
that, somewhere peninsula.
Well, it looks American because of the proximity of all these houses.
Well, this could end up great. Dave could be a genius.
It'll be 30 foot short, but maybe 20 foot. Jeez. It's getting better.
Pretty damn good. 23 feet.
206 carry. 206 carry. 14.
All right. I'm going to check on the chocolate pudding.
14, yeah. 212. Okay, well,
Let's
it's
work it
on
out.
there.
Super hook. Good result.
It might be a flat putt if I'm lucky.
They've all got elevation changes on them.
Another beautiful putt.
Yep, very nice.
Safe.
Safe, but not particularly well read.
All right.
Oh, good effort.
I saw left to right at the very end. Well, can't complain with par on a par 3 like this. Are you there, Phil?
I can hear him
No,
talking
still-
to someone in the background.
Yeah, there's cake action going on probably.
Right. I wasn't sure if it was a euphemism for something else. I guess he's checking on the pudding.
Well, who knows what happens in Mount Beauty stays in Mount Beauty, though.
Yes, maybe. Okay. No.
It's all right, though.
Yeah.
What an amazing approach shot. What a great par 5.
This would, if it was a real course, it would be.
Yeah, I
incredible.
think it.
Has vibes of a real course, doesn't it?
It does. It feels like there's some beach suburb where they're, adding houses and golf courses left, right, and centre. Like Sorrento or somewhere.
They remind me of the sort of houses they were building at Cape Shank.
They look like those houses, don't they? There's something about golf course houses, next to links courses near the sea. They're
Yeah.
all the same.
They will have a veranda to sit out and watch the golfers if you want.
Well, absolutely. I'd be doing that.
Okay,
What a fun shot.
it is a fun shot. Oh dear me.
I don't know if there's any fun in this one.
Stay there. It's okay, actually.
Carried 185. You must have hit the 194 club or 195 club. That's all I can think of, and that didn't make it. So I go 2 hybrid and do some sort of crazy fade in. Let's go for that. Oh, it's not fading in much.
Not going to make it either.
Wow, the two hybrid didn't. Now I'm really wondering what you hit.
Well, we know
Friends-
what Dave's hidden. He's hidden the 7-wood.
I
Yes.
am, but I don't. It's going to be long. But long may not be bad in this case.
So you've already had one eagle.
No!
Maybe not two eagles.
It's either going to be long or it's.
Oh, don't stay on the green. Thank goodness. Still nasty though.
It is testing.
Okay, 75 for a bit of power loss.
Right shot.
Keep running. Oh.
It's human, it's so good. That was it. He was in the invention of David. All the guys with
Lovely shot.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Great shot.
Like that, John Clark, I drink from a minute, so his whole thing, I didn't think he could suck up his finger, he was raising my eyebrow. Like that. And it's fantastic. Wow.
Also
It's a
very
great shot.
nice.
Great show on TV at the moment about John Clark.
About who?
John Clark, can you remember?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I love John Clark. He was a
Yeah,
great kid. Yeah.
Oh, and I got captured for 5 minutes, just couldn't get away. But yeah, they're hilarious.
He was so great.
My favourite is there were a couple of comedians who were saying, oh, he came up to us and we were just young comedians, and he looked at the script and he goes, oh, this is terrific. This is terrific. I mean, you could change one or two things, but this is terrific. You guys know exactly what you're doing. And they were just saying, oh, it was so great to hear that from him. But that's exactly, yeah. But then they did this thing, both of them. They lifted up a glass of beer and raised their eyebrows. And I knew exactly the reference because he was in one of the Bazza McKenzie movies. And in one of the Bazza McKenzie movies, Bazza McKenzie is leaving a big party somewhere in London. And he's saying, hey, goodbye, goodbye, like that to everyone, big crowd of people, and everyone's going, hey, goodbye, like that. And John Clark is, right at that time, is just taking a drink from his glass of beer. And while everyone else is sort of waving and shouting out, all he does is, as he's drinking the beer, is raises an eyebrow. It's just perfect.
Oh, my word.
Wow, Andy, that one tried to flee the scene as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, just saw it myself.
All right, we've got a game.
Where are we? Minus.
Have you got any prediction at this point, Phil?
Where are we? It's the 9th. It's -1, -2, -2. My goodness. Even. Oh, wow. I'll tell you what.
Dave's charging back.
It's on for young and old, isn't it?
Yeah, it's totally on.
Well, I mean, I ordinarily don't think about it, so I shouldn't. The first name that came into my mind was the one that haven't hit right now.
No, last time you did that. you put the
I
balls
know.
on me.
Oh, come on. Come on, you know, don't do that. You know, like
Don't externalize the blame, Dave.
Wow.
but if you don't win now, Dave, I'm gonna have to retire myself from the predictions.
Yes.
because I'm feeling the pressure of it now. That's not good at all. I didn't want to be
You're turning
jinxing
into
people.
Lou Richards.
Oh, yeah. Oh well. I'll be
The kiss of
careful.
death.
I'll invent nicknames for all of you.
Right.
Well, you did quite well getting it all the way down there,
Mm.
Dave.
Just didn't quite carry that last hillock.
Very similar.
Just give it for Iams, Dave.
Arr, arr, arr. Oh.
And you don't catch your chickens.
I almost arrowed too early.
Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Say that. Say that.
Seventy-eight into the wind.
Even better.
You give me a free read there, Andy.
You certainly will be the recipient of the free read.
Good putt. Oh!
Okay. Oh. Oh, bloody hell. That went right off.
I knew there was a lot in
Straight
it,
off.
but I don't like it.
Well, we could be all square after 9 holes here if you get this. You have. All 2 under.
Yeah.
We finally got to dead level as we got onto the back nine. And we've set it up.
No.
I'm not sure whether I like that.
No, I have the same sentiment.
I actually don't like that distance at all.
Hmm. Oh no, I just hooked it again. Oh, it's not bad there though.
Right?
Good line in.
Well, I've got a ton of rough in between the sort of two bits of the bunker coming in on that line.
You're going for the tongue shot, are you?
I am going for the dot, and I'm going.
Go on, say it. Say what you're going to do.
I'm gonna shut the hell up, Andy. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. Here we go. Shutting the hell up. No,
I think you totally
no,
bypassed
no.
the Okay.
All right.
I have 92.
Oh, Tony.
Yeah.
Did you see many of the football games on the weekend?
I did.
So I have a conclusion.
Okay.
I think Collingwood are better
Yeah.
than Geelong in these finals, and if they meet them, they will beat them.
Yeah, look, I thought Collingwood were a massive chance right from the start of the year, even when they were fifth or sixth in line. Just because they did what Richmond did back in the day, when we would win a premiership, and then we wouldn't even make the finals the next year, and then we'd win the year after that. It's because they all went off and had a party and just didn't have a proper pre-season. I've got that feeling about Collingwood as well. They won 2 years ago. They were the best team. They didn't have their mind totally on the job last year, and now this year they go right.
Done in there.
Yeah, and what I remember about that year they won was their tackling, how fierce it was, and I saw that same fierceness on the weekend.
Well, I tell you what, it'd be a good granny though if it was both, because Geelong, they're just consistently really good.
Yeah, plus everyone hates Geelong, so it would be great to see Collingwood beat them.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I used to hate Collingwood far more than I hated Geelong, but I pretty much don't like Geelong anymore. One of the reasons I don't like Geelong is because they've got too many people in at AFL House who stuff up the game, because
Exactly.
all those Geelong people, they're responsible for having that standing man on the mark thing,
Which is
because
the worst
they
thing
didn't
ever.
like Richmond. They didn't like Richmond doing that and putting all that pressure. So they said, we want a pretty game, so let's turn the man on the mark into a non-playing statue, and so everyone can go at 45 degrees, 15 meters. So now we've got this almost soccer-like passing across the back line where nothing's going on, because it used to be risk and reward. If the guy could move around the mark as long as he didn't go forward, it'd be do I risk this 15-meter kick that might get smothered?
Yeah.
But now they go, well, I can do it just easy because they're not allowed to move a single muscle. They've got to be virtual statues. It's like the other team's got 17 men for a few seconds.
It's not just that, though. It's the fact that the umpire yells, "Stand!" I mean, if you wanted to put me in hell for eternity, just put me in a room and have an umpire yell "stand" all day.
It's just
It'd be the worst torture
all
ever.
of that I hate. But it's had those two effects. Suddenly you've got some guy who's not even allowed to compete, and you get people running a goal and they run sideways. They virtually kick the ball next to the guy. It's the most ridiculous thing. But what I really hate is those periods of non-competitive play where one team will just do 5 short passes, and it's just easy for them to do, and you just think that's a nightmare. We've gone to where the soccer players do that back and forth in defence. It's just dreadful stuff, and that's all down to the Geelong administrators. Plus, Nick Vlosten never getting an All Australian. I can't live with that. That's just too much for me. Because between 2017 and 2025, the man who's got more intercept marks than anyone, including Tom Stewart, is Nick Vlosten, and he's got 0 All Australians, while Tom Stewart's had 5 of the things. So I'm not.
It's like the Formula One and McLaren and dickhead Norris.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Norris is that he's a pay driver.
Yeah, so he should just shut up and do what he's told instead of complaining about.
No. What I mean, he doesn't get paid 20 million to drive. He pays money to drive because he's from a rich family.
I didn't realise that.
He's rich and he brings in sponsorship dollars, so he's paying them
now
to drive the car.
Sense.
And usually it's a really crap driver. I still remember James Hunt and Murray Walker, and James Hunt would always say, "And Martini's at the rear." Like that, because Martini was a paid driver as well. So they're normally rubbish.
Yeah,
they're normally rubbish.
I would like to submit one.
What?
Katayama.
Okay.
Do you remember him?
No, I don't.
Everyone remembers Katayama, Dave.
No, Phil's forgotten him because he tried to put him out of his mind and it worked.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
I told Harvey all about Katayama and said, look him up.
Okay. All right. Well, Martini was the one for me because James Hunt, you could always tell by the tone of his voice when he said, "And Martini's bringing up the rear," or whatever. He just thought, he was just saying by his tone that this guy cannot drive, basically.
But he can hand over money.
Or
his dad can. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, that whole formula that sucks because they said they made Piastri swap positions with Lando because they're saying, "Oh, it was nothing that Lando did wrong, so it's only fair to swap." Well, how about what was it a month ago at the Hungarian Grand Prix, where Piastri drove to the front with his skill, and he's going away with a race, and everyone's on a standard 2-stop strategy, and so Norris, who's in third, says, "Yeah, all right, put me on a 1-stop strategy," and unexpectedly it paid off. Well, that wasn't Piastri's fault. It wasn't through the driving. Why didn't they swap positions then? I mean, it's just nuts to say if it's not your fault, then you should just resume the position you're at. It's like,
no one was.
Well, I mean, that was a team mistake as well. Like someone in the teams put Piastri on a 2-stop strategy, and it cost him. From no fault of his own, he drove a brilliant race, but still lost. So it just feels like that whatever happens, they choose the outcome that's least beneficial for Oscar. To his credit, his temperament is incredible because he just puts it behind him and gets on with it. He's just he's got one of the most remarkable temperaments I've ever come across.
Yeah, and someone will re-sign him after McLaren contract, and they'll
have
noticed all that.
Yeah. Look, I think he's got the respect of everyone because he's just so absolute. No matter what happens, like that 10-second penalty for when he was behind the safety car, and Verstappen went by because he braked. To get a 10-second penalty for that was just nuts.
Yeah.
That just terrible stuff. So he's been shafted several times. He could really be walking around with a chip in his shoulder by now, but he's not. I saw an interview of him, and in the Guardian, and he just said
Oh,
a lot of emotions aren't very helpful, is what he said.
Yeah,
So,
saw
and he
that.
just said, so yeah, like if you feel something, just get it out straight away and then forget about it on with it. And that's what he did yesterday. He said, well, I don't see how this is the same as Hungary last year, but anyway, look, I'll give up the place, and he did, straight away.
Oh, another fun 25 inches downhill shot. Jesus Christ.
But it's annoying when you're watching, because I watched the Grand Prix last night, and it was annoying because you think, oh, that's a good result, and then you go, you guys, are you serious? Like having to give up the spot. And even when Verstappen laughed at it, I thought, yeah, he knows.
Yeah, I can't watch it anymore. It's just too demoralising.
Well, what I take great heart in how Piastri seems to be overcoming it, and he's an awesome driver too, just quietly, because
Oh yeah,
he
has
really
to
had to bullock his way through. At the beginning, he was down to fourth, but the way he got past the drivers, he's really good at getting by them in really difficult spots, but still leaving a lot of space to prevent the collisions. Touch wood. You don't want that to happen. And having said that, I've probably got to make it happen now. So I take it all back. Yeah. How are we going on score? Well, I haven't mozzed you yet, Dave. So you're still well into it. The other Dave, that is.
Yes.
The other Dave. This shot is causing me trouble where I want to land it. And I want to land it at the 30-foot mark, I think. So I'm going to try. It's too much. I'm gone. Oh, come on.
Oh,
you
Yeah.
lucky lad.
Indeed.
Yeah. I do like the Italian quiz.
Oh,
went in on the floor, not on the bounce.
Oh,
Impressive.
Guys,
wow.
you've got to remember to not react for 5 seconds until I see.
Yeah, but that
What
way
the
you
hell?
know to look at the screen and watch what happens.
Yeah.
Well, funny enough, I was just thinking of something that I saw yesterday, which I hadn't seen before, and it was 2 shots from the ladies' British Open on a par 3, where the first one of the players puts it to 2 inches away from the hole.
Yeah.
And
I think I saw this. Yeah.
and then the
In off.
one of the other it got a deflection
It
off
was
the
the
ball. It was
billiards.
2 inches away and went into the hole for a hole in one.
It was a
Fantastic.
classic. It was a classic billiards in off, wasn't it? It was fantastic.
Yeah, I've never seen that before in my life. Probably never will again.
No, well, yeah, it's the first I've ever seen. But I thought in the past that there was a rule about a penalty if you hit someone else's ball, but obviously not.
No, there's no
not when
penalty.
you play that.
The person whose ball you hit, they replace their ball wherever,
Okay.
as close as
So,
they can. But wherever
well,
your
how
ball
would it
goes,
have
that's
been
just-
if it was a full billiard shot and hit the other person's ball in? Then they'd have to take it out of the hole and put it back on the green, would they?
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
That is correct.
Nasty.
Yeah. They assume whatever you do when you hit someone else's ball and going off that it was deliberate.
Yeah. Well, if you were Jed Clampett, maybe
He was a good shot.
he was.
So just coincidentally, because you were mentioning older shows before, I watched an episode of the Thunderbirds today.
I did it.
Yeah, and I had a problem with the physics, and I think they
Really?
really dropped the ball on their research.
Which one? Which
Thunderbird
craft?
2, the one, sorry, was it 2 or 3? Was the green, cool-looking, almost looked like
Yeah,
a
Thunderbird
barn
2.
or a hangar in the air. I loved that one, and it was the one that came off that 45-degree angle launch,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it only had 15 feet of launch angle, and then it was in the air. It was an impressive the acceleration to be able to
Oh,
continue on from that point.
yeah. Did you see any stray bits of fishing line?
I did. I couldn't believe how obvious the fishing line was from all of them. I mean, there were bits of it all over the screen. Maybe because it's in 1080p now, it's worse than it used to
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. They relied on the fuzziness, didn't
be. Mm,
they? Yeah.
I actually think that's correct, Phil.
Yeah. 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 Oh, there's so
Well,
so many.
I was going to say, I could never quite understand what the point of Thunderbird 1 was. I mean, it was going in at max sort of 5 or 6, and it would, they'd ask him whether he needs a runway. No need for that, I've got a vertical sort of. But I mean, he announced himself as the mobile control.
Mm.
So he sort of sat himself up in the control panel, got there, I don't know, half an hour or an hour before Verger got in Thunderbird 2. And I was thinking, well, but what's he doing? What is he doing?
Not
Because
bloody much.
Thunderbird 2 has got all the fancy gear inside the pod.
Maybe he's like Norris and he paid his way into the team.
Hey, talking of shows, TV shows, and AFL football, or mixing shows. Anyway, did you notice Ginnivan when he got a goal for Hawthorn at the weekend? He stood there and did like a Sergeant Schultz sort of salute, or it could have been Benny Hill, but other people said it was Sergeant Schultz.
I didn't see that. But I didn't watch any of that game, so that would be why.
Yeah.
Because
GWS are frustrating. I don't mind them as a club. As half of me thought, yeah, go and win it. No, you're just frustrating. I saw someone say every player would not hand it off to another player in a better position to get the goal. So they had so many inside 50s, which they butchered because they were all trying to be the hero, as that commentator said it. It was really frustrating. So I just thought, I've gone off them. I decided whoever won the Suns Fremantle game, I thought I'm gonna go for whatever team wins that game. So I'm on board with Dimmer again. Want Suns to do well.
Yeah, I think the coach is the problem when you have a situation like you just described, Phil. If they're all just going for Instagram followers and stuff like that, and that should have been nipped in the bud way earlier in training or whatever. There's no way the coach wasn't aware that they're getting selfish.
Yeah.
So that's a bad reflection on the coach.
Well, it's funny too because Kingsley always looks like he's about to explode. A bit like Malthouse used to look. But he's obviously not doing it at the players for not laying off. And Stringer did it as well. He had an easy over the top for Joe the Goose to some player, and he took the shot and missed it. And then about, I don't know, next quarter or in the third when they came back, he actually handballed it off, and they're all pointing to him like he's the biggest hero ever. And I thought, yeah, you're all making a big deal of the fact that he did exactly what he should have done. And it's a big deal because no one else is doing it.
Is that like if you're a wife beater and you don't hit her one day, you get clapped on the back at work?
I'm just, it's just a metaphor I can't go anywhere near, Dave.
I think it's a very similar metaphor.
I just, I can't, it does not compute. I'm sorry. My mind's just turned to jelly.
Welcome to the... Oh, wow. Well, that was big.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I'm reacting in real time. I'm
I
trying
thought
to
I'd got
pretend. Yeah, I'm trying to pretend I haven't heard anything there.
Oh, God.
So with your last crack, Dave, you might have lost the female following on this balls of steel.
It's possible.
There's
Oh.
filthy movement around this hole.
Yeah, and the word has got around.
Oh man, and I'm not sure about this one because mine did some weird movement. Fuck. Oh.
Close enough, I think.
Say that. Hit it hard, take the brake out of it.
Let's just wait for it to bump over
Yeah.
the top. All right. Well, this is very disappointing. What's that all done? Good for me, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I love.
Interesting. Oh man. Okay. Oh no!
What?
What? I've somehow managed to hit the 7 wood. What happened there?
Well, it's very safe shot, Dave. Well done.
No. No.
Ah,
How is the
That's
driver a 7 wood? Come on.
That's the kind of shot you should have hit.
Correct.
yeah, that wasn't a 7 wood.
I don't. Because I reckon I swapped down to the 3 wood, and then I must have thought I've gone back up to the driver.
Wow.
And I didn't.
And he's 50 metres closer to the
Yeah.
pin. I
Well,
think
that's going to have a bit of an effect on your game stat.
Yes. I would have been better off hitting it into a bunker or something.
Yes.
All right.
Dead heat, Andy.
What a shame.
Good shot.
Oh,
Yeah. Fantastic.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a solid 9.1 out of 10, Dave.
What, not a 9.2?
Well, you got room for improvement now. You want that. All right. That's an easy shot for me. Bub-wise, it's a matter of picking the right wind. That's the tricky bit. It went to 4. If it hadn't, and then it stayed there. Oh, I just didn't expect 4.
Okay. 1, 4, 5.
Great.
Yep.
Very nice. All right. Dead lucky that stopped, really. See much of what's going on.
Ah. Okay. Oh, you bloody sod. But this doesn't bloody move at all. Again, it's more movement to the right at the start. Bloody hell. Hmm.
Didn't
No.
that break so hard so fast?
Well, Dave's putt did a similar thing to mine. His broke way more right to left, right at the start than he probably thought it
Yeah.
did.
That early break is the hardest to pick.
It
Yeah.
is.
Oh, that's an early break on
I
it
thought
too,
it.
Dave.
Yeah. I did not see that.
No, you
Almost
really,
caused me
rarely
trouble.
do.
Yeah. Well, it's kept me barely within range.
At the end of this next hole, we'll restart teams again.
Okay. So after this putt,
No, after this hole.
Mighty.
Sorry, after the next hole.
okay.
Nearly missed that one and all. Starting to get jittery about these greens.
What have we got? 70.
Yes, office.
Mm-hmm.
What were the pin positions tonight? Medium or difficult?
I think they're medium.
Oh.
They are medium. Let's not pick difficult.
No. So what happened just then? Did everyone jump out of teams or something? Because I lost the teams conversation for a second.
Sorry, Dave, I didn't quite catch that. I was mid-swing.
Oh, okay,
The
sorry,
what?
I wasn't sure if people jumped out of teams early or not.
I didn't jump out.
No, I got that weird disconnection sort of sound, and everything went silent.
Hmm.
But that's fine. No, we'll do it at the end of this hole. You beasted yours, Andy.
Oh, thank you, Dave.
Okay. 163. That'll do.
Oof.
52, 46. Okay. It's got to be that. Just got to get the wind
I was a little on the shy side, but anything that hits the green might.
bound.
Yeah.
That's the danger.
I had the right length, but not the direction.
Yeah, I'm not putting this one. It's asking for trouble.
That's a fair bit of fairway.
Yes, too much for my liking. 38 up 4. Okay. No more.
Chop.
Good effort. Oh, fancied
nice.
that one.
Nice.
You need this. You need. Oh,
Just hit it.
pace.
Yep, a bit softer and it would have held that line correctly. Disappointing.
Alrighty.
All right.
Talk to everyone in a second.
Restart.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Perfect.
We're all here.
Yep. Perfect, everyone.
Yeah.
Alright, what do we got? R5. 297 to there. Okay.
It's good.
It's not a fancy looking hole, but it could be the deciding hole depending what happens.
It could be pivotal.
It's well in range.
And he's not afraid of the bunkers.
I was afraid for him for a second, but it's all good.
Well, I was more concerned about going into the rough, just to the right of where Dave's ball was. Oh.
Oh.
It's,
Oh. Nice, Dave. Nice.
Pushing my luck.
it's 215. Well, that'll do.
Yeah. Well,
I suspect you need to chip that one in, Dave, to give yourself a really good sniff at getting back.
I'll be giving it a shot, Andy. There'll be no holding back at this point.
no. Damn.
doesn't look too bad, that putt.
But I did detect some weird movement on it.
Is he going for it? He did. Good weight. Right. To left. Hmm. Oh,
Oh my god!
Oh man!
Great effort.
All right.
Very nice.
Wow. Okay. The 4-foot mark, it drops an inch for not long. Fuck. Okay. Oh man.
So I've got a story to tell, but I need for Andy to confirm something about society in England. So there are suburbs in Australia and Victoria where the parents have never had a job. They've just been on the dole the whole time, and they've raised nightmare kids who have no sense of responsibility. They've had nothing ingrained into them from the parents, and we just call those families housos because they don't even know how to interact into society properly. Do you have suburbs or areas with the same sort of people?
well, in the UK,
Yeah,
oh, definitely. There are various estates, usually in the metropolitan areas where a large proportion of the people living there may be what we call dole wallers.
yeah.
Um,
All right,
so
close
it's
enough, Andy. I've
yep,
extracted the word from you I wanted, which was Dole Wallers. So you know the type I'm talking about.
yep, yep.
So
Dol
um,
Wallers. If I could just Waller. Is that like
in,
shortening of Wallowa, or is it a word in
well,
itself?
Well,
Dol
I
Wallers.
suppose it's a derivation of
Waller.
punker waller, char waller, dole waller. So yeah,
I'm
it's
not
not.
familiar with the term Waller at all.
Well, it's a colonial term from the British Raj. Char waller was
Okay.
a term used to somebody whose job it was to just dispense tea through the whole day. He would have a sit
Ah,
next to a steel urn, right, or something like
okay.
that, and he would be the char waller. The
Right. Okay.
punker waller would be the person who sat outside, for example, an office. If you ever seen It Ain't Half Hot Mum, they used to have a punker waller who used to tie a little sort of fan type of thing onto his toe, and his job during the day was just to move his foot up and down
Keep
to
the
give a
fan
bit of
going.
respite to the the sahibs.
Right.
Well, Andy, I'll just say,
Good
regretfully,
background.
that you've contributed far more to society than my story is about to. I was just establishing the type of cultural environment that we're referring to. Anyway, so last week, sadly, there was a bad car accident where someone who was quite drunk just drove straight into the back of a tray truck where the tray sits about 4.5 feet high, and so
Right.
when a car drives into it at 1,000,000 miles an hour, you can imagine what might happen.
Might decapitate the person.
Is it when you say tray truck? Is it like a sort of flatbed
Yes,
truck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
that's exactly it. Yeah. So that's what happened to one of my best friends'
Oh,
brother-in-law.
Jesus.
Right.
So, I mean, that's a terrible thing to happen, but yeah, it's just, stuff happens. The truck was just parked, on the side of the road where it was perfectly legally parked, but the families and the relatives of the person that drink drived into that tray truck at 120k and decapitated themselves, they've decided that the fault lies with the owner of the
No.
tray truck. And so they're coming out and their car tires are flat all the time because they've been knifed. And there's threats coming from anonymous Facebook and Snapchat and God knows what, wherever they've got social media, they've got onto them. There's death threats. There's all sorts of terrible things happening, and they're actually thinking of selling their home.
Well,
to
surely the
move.
cops can help them out there, Dave.
Can they?
Couldn't they?
How many resources are they going to give these people?
Well, just put some restraining orders on the direct family
Wow.
members.
On who? They haven't got any proof of who's
You've
done
just
what.
you've just reminded me of when I was working at the legal service in Albury.
Yeah.
we offered free legal service, sort of periodically at various places. And one time, I hadn't been doing it for very long, and I went with another lawyer to the Lavington Library, where we gave free advice. And so, there'd be half a dozen people outside. And so this one woman comes in and she's, 50-ish, and she's very sort of meek and mild sort of thing. And she's saying this stuff like, these people are bothering me. They're really bothering me, and they won't let me go. And I'm going, I'm sorry, can you explain what's going on? And she goes, yeah, all hours of the night, they suddenly pop up there in my window, like my and I'm going, your window? And she goes, yeah, my bedroom window, or if I'm in the living room at night, they're popping up outside the living room window, like staring in and stuff. And I'm going, have you called the cops? And she goes, yeah, they can't do anything. She's going, seriously, I'm going crazy. What can I do? Can you give me some advice? And I was looking at the established lawyer, and she just said a few things, but basically got her out the room. And when she left, I just said, what was that? Was that real? And she said, oh yeah, it's very real. She said, in Lavington, which is quite a working class area in North Albury, she said exactly this kind of thing, but where someone gets bothered by someone, they just take a set against someone for any trivial
Oh
reason.
no.
And she said they'll get the entire family of people who are just sitting on the dole, so it's the mother, the father, the kids. And so it could be anyone. And that's what she was saying during the time, and going, what kids are doing it too, and adults are doing. So they just like take it in shifts to harass this poor woman, right?
Oh,
And because they live a door down, and so they're forever tapping on the window and staring in, and then the kids will run off to school and do whatever, and then the parent, one of the parents will come around during the day and do similar things, and they always duck out of sight as soon as the coppers come and stuff. And this poor woman's just going spare. And so the other lawyer explained it to me, and I thought, God, this is like a different bloody planet. I didn't know
yeah.
these people existed. And she said, believe me, it's a big problem, and this woman will have to move. But she said she'll have to be careful because sometimes people move, and these people are so dedicated. They've got nothing else going on in their lives. They're so dedicated. They'll find out this other place that they've moved to and just carry on doing all the same shit, My
Yeah.
God. Can you
Yeah.
believe that?
Um,
So Dave, no, I'm not surprised by that at all.
yeah.
At least there was real consequences and some sort of reason, even if it's not justified, as opposed to
Yeah.
anyway.
I have an even worse similar
Oh,
story.
okay, all right. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, that's all right. So I'm just trying to think it through in my head whether I can tell the story because I got it from my brother. Um, I'm going to tell the story.
We're on
I'm
notice.
just gonna say I got it from someone that I think I believe.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so it was the same sort of thing as what you just described, Phil. It was this woman
Yeah,
who went to a psychologist because she kept hearing tapping on the windows and the doors of her house,
Right.
and it would go on from it would only ever start at 2 a.m. or later, and it might go for an hour, it might go for 10 minutes, and it might go for 3 minutes and then stop and then come back half an hour later. And sometimes it would be light taps on windows, other times it would be banging on the door like it was a baseball bat.
wow.
And she was literally going insane. And she eventually got committed
Oh my God.
because she was hearing all these, ghost noises. She got committed and, drugged up on God knows what. And
Yeah,
eventually she got released. And it turned out that she'd offended a Houso family
yeah,
and they had made it their life's work.
yeah,
They took it in turn. They had rotating shifts between the family to go
yeah,
to the house and knock on the door and knock on the windows in between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. at random for
yeah.
years.
Wow.
Terrifying
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, yeah. I've yeah, exactly the sort of stuff that I was talking about. I mean, you just think, what kind of bloody mentality? I mean, and how hopeless is that?
It
Yeah.
is.
And
You
they
know?
could hardly be charged with a crime that puts them in jail or even fines them.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the worst thing
Well,
about it.
well, I mean, you look at this guy who's just done these police murders. He calls himself a sovereign citizen. It's the same sort of thing. He's been on welfare for I don't know how many years, but he's supporting himself and his family, and he reckons he has nothing to do with the government. He says, "No, I'm not a citizen. I don't consent,
But he
to
takes their
being."
Yeah,
money.
but he sponges
But
off the
yeah,
bloody welfare.
and I mean the thing is the idiocy of it. Like we all know. I mean, even living in the jurisdiction is consent. But certainly going to that government and saying, I am in the jurisdiction and I am in this situation, so give me money. That is definitely consent. It's implied, strongly implied consent. And consent is not required in any case. But what you're just dealing with people who have no idea. Yeah, they have no idea, and they have people put these incredible ideas in their heads, and they go, "Yeah, we'll run with that." And he ends up shooting a couple of coppers, and you just think, "Ah, Christ." Talk about idiocy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's chilling. Like that story of yours, it's chilling, and it just reminded me just straight away of that situation because I was incredulous. I thought the woman was insane
Yeah.
when she first spoke, so that's why I turned to the other
Same
lawyer
deal.
and
Yeah.
said, what's she talking about? Is this real?" And she filled me in. So
Well,
wow, just
and
crazy.
especially if you're female, you're likely to get locked up if you tell a story like that.
It's
There's
it's
there's a bias there.
Yeah, may well be. But I mean, it would drive you insane, I mean, seriously, some people.
Hey, Andy.
Well done, Dave.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is fascinating. You just carried 184 and you've ended up exactly where Andy is, which is 15 yards too far. So I'm going to
And
work out
Andy
the
carried
problem with one less.
183, so...
Yeah. So this should be easy. Just work it out and take off 15 yards and I should be good. Right. 170. Oh crap. All right. I don't have the correct club anyway, so I'm just going to ameliorate the distance by doing a gentle super hook in with the right wind.
Did you say ameliorate?
Yes.
Ameliorate, yes, it's the candidate for word of the day.
Yeah, you heard that too, Andy. I knew you would be onto it as well.
I was onto it like a flash. I was going to say something, but I thought I'd let him have his shot first.
Go on, Superhook. Perform.
Oh, it is a good shot. Phil, what
Right.
is your what would you say your lawyering speciality area is or are?
Well, it's got to be tax. So these things, that's
Gotta
where I
be
work. Tax.
what, tax?
Yeah,
Well,
tax.
you might be interested in a little story relating to what happened to the Deputy Prime Minister of the UK.
I did. Yeah, I've seen the headlines and stuff. So she it's to do with some investment properties or something she hasn't paid the bloody property tax
There's,
or stamp duty or
that's right.
something.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
yeah she's and what was bad about all of this is she took money out of her son's trust, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which may not have been reported on.
Mm.
Um, and the money from the trust, just to give a recap, before this transaction took place, the husband and wife had a 25% equity stake in their house,
Yeah.
and the son had a 50% equity in the house. Now
Via
the
the
son,
trust.
had some disabilities and whatever,
Mm.
um, but the woman in concern sold her additional 25% of the equity of the house to the son's trust.
Yeah.
So she got money to pay 160,000 quid to put down on the deposit of this new house she got, which she didn't pay the correct property tax for. It was brilliant bit of
Oh, she's done a few things, but you know that sort of like because she's a politician, she's now copping a right whack. If she weren't a politician, if she was just like, I guess, in the professional classes with a bit of money, etc., etc., that sort of stuff is just like that's just SOP. It's just all the that's what people do. They just set up
yeah,
trusts and like it's a great little tax dodge or legal tax dodge. But then the whole thing she did several
unravels.
things, didn't she? Just
Yeah,
dealing with the money. Obviously, she wasn't dealing in the money for necessarily the son's benefit. It was more for her own.
yeah.
But then just not paying proper taxes when you were was she the chancellor or something, or the home
No, she was
secretary or
the
something?
deputy prime minister.
Yeah, like doing that, not paying
Great
government
punt, Andy.
taxes
Yeah,
when
very
you're
good.
so senior in the government is like it's just taking the piss. But like she's just acting on instinct, I guess by
Yeah,
that time, thoughtlessly thinking, oh, I'm a senior member of the government. I might, even though I've been doing this all my life, people might now look upon it rather badly, seeing as I'm in this, position of responsibility. So,
yeah.
but it's just, yeah, that sort of stuff is just, like I'm we're pretty careful with stuff, but it's amazing how not careful people are sometimes.
Yeah.
It's and the classic for
But
me,
it's
the one thing that's really big in Australia, it's similar lines. It doesn't involve trust, but what it does involve is a sort of level of manipulating the system to the point of complete bowdlerization, where you if you've got an investment property that you actually intend and you intend your son to live there, for example, So obviously you've bought a property for your son, so there's no tax in that. It's just a cost. But what if you actually rent it out to your son, and then you can, you rent it out to your son, but he hasn't got money to pay for it, so you give him an allowance, so then he can pay for it, and the money never actually goes through the books or actually changes hands anywhere. That's just how you say you've set it up, that whatever the rent is, that's his allowance, and then you get to be able to claim all the expenses on the property, including interest and etc. And that's all meant to be normal and straight ahead. It's just it's nuts, really.
Sounds dodgy to me.
Well, it's completely dodgy, but it's really common.
Well, the other thing about it all, which is absolutely stinks, was the son with the disability. He got a big payout in compensation. So there's all sorts of. I think she's decided to go before investigative journalists have looked even more closely at because I reckon what's happened is she's set up the trust fund, but I also think she's used the trust fund to pay off the existing mortgage that was in place for her and her husband, who've now divorced, on the grounds that this was using the trust fund, investing the proceeds.
Yeah.
And it just so happens to be in the house that the son shares with the two people.
Yeah, look, and it sounds so totally dodgy, but that might actually be okay, because I think you can mount an argument that the son benefits from that because he's living there and he'll inherit the house. So like, as dodgy as it sounds, that might be actually okay. But it's just sometimes, like, it always gets to a point where people push the envelope more and more and more. The fact that she's living there as well, like, is she contributing anything to the trust? Well, probably not. Just quietly, this might be one of the best golf holes I've ever seen. It's just incredible.
It's amazing, isn't it? But what I would put in here, Phil, is that she's the 5th minister from this government to be dumped for doing dodgy practices.
Yeah.
And it's not that old.
No,
that's not a lot of ministers.
Well, do you know the funny thing, though, is that, I mean, it cuts both ways, because if this were going, well, this is going on and more in Trump's America with all his stuff, and it's not even sort of, really getting into the press, or barely is, and then they just shout it down. So at least you can look at, the British system and say it still matters. And even in Australia, with some of our conservative governments, that they've been, I still remember there was a New South Wales minister who had to quit in the 80s because he didn't declare a colour TV coming through customs, which, it was like the shortfall of, was like a couple $100. But because of the standards at the time, he had to actually quit and leave Parliament or whatever, or quit his ministerial post. And you think, well, that's accountability. But, a lot of stuff has gone on in our recent governments where they just say, no, he doesn't have to resign, And it might have been stuff, and the whole thing is that from a political point of view, they know that it's better for them to not apologise and to not quit, because they say, their view is that once you say sorry, or once a minister resigns, then people say, oh, what a chaotic government, loads of ministers have resigned. If you dig in and no one's resigned, then people tend to say, oh, well, not much has gone wrong, I suppose. So it's bad to judge a government on the number of resignations in that way, because even though, like, it does, it is a bad thing, but at least they're bloody taking responsibility ultimately and resigning rather than just saying, nah, stuff you all, I'm just going to sit here and not resign.
Well, the only thing I would say in the UK sort of case was on the day that she resigned, they had an independent ethics person who produced a report that and anyway the report was, you know, the summary bit right at the end was that the woman had done things, oh, I can't remember the exact words, but words to the effect that she's misbehaved improperly in a public place, blah de blah de blah.
Yeah.
So I think it was put to her, look, if you don't resign, I'm going to have to sack you from this.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way that it's happened with all of Starmer's resignations. He
Yeah.
hasn't had to sack a single person, but I think it's been put to them that if you do not go, then we are going to, you know, make your life very miserable, sack you, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
It's almost a bit like giving somebody, well, if you go of your own accord, we'll give you some decent job references or something like that.
Yeah,
Oh.
I suppose. But look, at the end of the day, five ministers going is in a fairly short space of time is bad. But you know, I in a way, I applaud the accountability of it. That it's actually happening, you know, because it started happening in Australia where ministers don't resign almost no matter what
Wow.
happens. Wow. Gee, that went both ways. Yeah, so yeah, good and bad, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a worry. It's a worry when that sort of stuff starts happening, and you don't have ministers resigning. You know, so it's sort of bad that it's happened, but good that they're resigning. But you certainly
But
don't want it happening in new resignations.
But I think the other point from my perspective is, are these people either so thick, or do they know they're doing some dodgy business and thinking that nobody's going to spot this? So this latest woman, she was not only was she the deputy prime minister, but she was the housing minister.
Well, that's
So
the funny part of it, isn't it? But as I say, it's probably it's an adult life, probably just continuing to do the sort of things that she's always been doing, but she's never been in such a public, you know, and responsible position before, so it's never come to light. She's just a member of Joe Public, so yeah, you know. But it's I guess it's arrogance and just, you know. But it'd be interesting, you know, to like if you asked people in the know how common would this kind of behaviour with the trust set up and everything actually be in the UK, I would imagine it'd be pretty common. So it's the only real sin she'd be looking at it in that way. Sometimes when people are caught doing stuff and you see them actually get angry about it, she'd probably be looking at it going, I'm just doing what I'm always doing. Why is everyone getting so upset about the whole thing? You know, so yeah, you know, which is funny in itself, but it strikes me as the sort of thing that people might have all done all the way through. Who won that thing?
Andy did.
It was
by
the
two in the end.
Yeah.
It was the mailman.
It's 2 bogeys at the start of the game cost me.
Right.
Still, very nice round, Andy. Very nice. Only 1 bogey.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. Right. What am I doing?
Well, it was pretty good scoring all over, really.
Yeah.
Considering the difficulty degree.